Shortly after Mohammed Bin Salman became the Saudi crown prince in 2017, he announced his comprehensive economic plan. Branded as Vision 2030, it aimed to wean the kingdom from oil revenues. The centerpiece of the plan was Neom, a futuristic city to be populated by rich tourists, technology startups, and overseas investors.
عادات تقليدية مثل الترفيه، لكن نحاول نقدمها في اليوم بشكل مختلف. أيضا نحاول نخلق اختلاف في هذا الجانب. وهناك قطاعات غير تقليدية مثل البايوتك والروبوتك في نيوم. فنستهدف 9 قطاعات مثل ما ذكرت، بعضها تقليدي وبعضها قطاعات جديدة. نريد أن يكون لدينا حصة بما سوف يكون شكلها في المستقبل. تكون لنيوم حصة جيدة.
But things have not gone as planned. The mega project is now stained with human rights violations, to say the least.
الحادث اللي حدث مؤلم جدا لجميع السعوديين.
Located on the Red Sea, Neom is planned to be 33 times the size of New York City. This has been translated at best into the forced eviction of local people. In mid-April, Saudi security forces stormed into a nearby village where the Al-Huwaiti tribe has been for centuries, after senior members of the tribe refused to move away. In a controversial move, the forces killed this man, Abdulrahim Al-Huwaiti, who had protested the eviction through videos he had published online. Nicknamed the Martyr of Neom, Al-Huwaiti has become the most recent reminder of the kingdom's ruthless authoritarianism, which cannot tolerate even the smallest voices of dissent. According to Foreign Policy, at least 10 people have been arrested, and some have fled the country for their lives. In a prophetic statement in one of his last videos, Al-Huwaiti said, "I wouldn't be surprised if they come and kill me in my home like they do in Egypt, where they throw weapons in your home and call you a terrorist." Since then, Saudi authorities have tried to cover up the Abdulrahim killing. According to the Saudi rights group Al-Burst, they're hoping to pull off a major publicity stunt by getting prominent figures among the Huwaitat to publicly disown Abdulrahim and renew their allegiance to the king. Amid public outrage after the death of Al-Huwaiti, the Saudi Twitter bots launched a smear campaign, calling him a terrorist, a common practice in Saudi Arabia.
Abdulrahman Huwaiti is one of the tribe members who were killed by the Saudi forces when he refused to leave his house and his home. The Saudi forces went in and killed him and demolished his house. Saudi Arabia, as we all know, through history, has no human rights. They kill men, women, and children. They destroyed Al-Uwaimat town in the east of Saudi Arabia. And they killed Jamal Khashoggi and chopped him up just because he opposed and he was in opposition to the Saudi royal family. They also, as we not only inside of Saudi, they also killing every day big massacres in Yemen and the innocent people of Yemen. They supported terrorism in Afghanistan in the 1950s. They supported terrorism in Iraq, Libya, Yemen, Syria, and other places around the world.
Meanwhile, the Saudi security apparatus has continued to threaten dissidents outside the kingdom not to draw attention to the Al-Huwaiti forced eviction story. In the words of Alia Abutaya Al-Huwaiti, a member of the tribe living in the UK, "I've received threatening phone calls like, 'We can get you in London. You think you're safe there, but you're not.' The same fate that happened to Jamal Khashoggi will await you.
The Huwaitat tribe have said that the MBS promised them to help them in this plan and Neom and to help them to move. But in 2019, they got nothing, and he sent his forces in and demolished and destroyed their houses. And Ali Shuhabi, one of the board of Neom project, said that the Huwaitat has to accept the situation as it is, and they are not going to get anything. And that's another image, and that's another idea, another proof, that the Saudi Arabia respects no international law, respects no one, and will do any kind of destroy, kill anything just to get their goal.
The eviction of the Al-Huwaiti tribe would displace up to 20,000 people, according to Wall Street Journal. From a different perspective, the Al-Huwaiti tribe case is just a continuation of decades of tensions between the House of Saud and local tribes it has ruled over since 1932, when Abdulaziz Al Saud took power in the country. In fact, forced eviction, destruction, or construction projects on tribal land have all become a tool at the hands of Riyadh to exert its control across the country. In 2017, Saudi forces demolished the walled city of Awamiyah in the eastern Qatif region, populated mainly by Shia Muslims. The aim was to force residents out of their homes and out of the neighborhood.
This reminds us as the same scene of what the Israeli occupation did against the Palestinian by destroying houses and killing men, women, and children, and forcing them to leave the house. And there's no difference between the Israeli occupation and the crimes and between the Saudi regime also in their crimes. This so-called future city that MBS wants to do, it doesn't benefit the people, the residents of the people and of the area. And this project that cost $500 billion only is for the rich and only gives benefit to the royal family and their partners in the Western world.
While the eviction and displacement of the tribes at the future city of Neom is imminent, the future of the city itself continues to hang in the balance due to the coronavirus pandemic and low oil prices. The kingdom has already cut public spending and slowed down many projects. Last but not least, the Saudis hope that the construction of Neom will escalate the normalization process with the Israeli regime. According to the Jerusalem Post, it is reported Israeli firms are in talks with the royal court about investing and developing MBS's latest project, that is, the city of Neom.
The Israeli Prime Minister Shimon Peres wrote a book about, and it's called The New Middle East, and he talks about Arab nations normalizing their relationship with the Israeli occupation. And this is what MBS is trying to do by Neom, to a Zionist plan to normalize his relationship and to fix his image into the Western world. But the relationship between Saudi Arabia and the Israeli occupation is not new at all. It's been for years and actually decades. We all know the reports that came out that Saudi Arabia funded and supported the war on South Lebanon, and also funded and supported the war against the Palestinian resistance in 2009, 2014, and 2012. They also have supported, and they were a big funder of the war on Syria. And the only benefit from the war on Syria and breaking up Syria is the Israeli occupation.
Media hype aside, beneath the glamorous veneer of Neom lies a story of recklessness and ruthlessness. The Saudi Crown Prince has so far proved that he cannot take a step without shedding blood. Perhaps he sees it unnecessary when he can reach what he wants through ignoring, silencing, jailing, or killing his opponents, whoever they may be.